All right, everybody, welcome back. We've got TTA2 Triple M here with you with Janglestorm. I'm really excited to see this. I've never heard of this game, so take it away, Janglestorm.
All right, thanks, Flip, for the intro. Yeah, this is a Tiny Toons game. This is a game that I used to play as a kid, but I never beat it. So obviously, what do you do with games that you've never beaten? Well, you speedrun them like so many years later, and that's where we are. So I picked this up not too long ago, or relatively shortly ago, I guess. But it's been a fun run to do, really, and glad that I finally got to beat it. So I'm just going to show you the results of that. So yeah, let's just see what this is all about. Just going to do the countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is a movie-themed game, as you would expect. We're in a movie theater, Montana Max's movie theater, and it turns out that all of the movies that are playing feature Buster as the villain, which is not a very good thing. So we try to change the plots by going into the movies. And well, first off, we have this Western-themed level with very nice music, very fitting. And it's a relatively simple platformer. You run and you dash and you do all kinds of... the dashing mechanic, for instance, is going to be very handy, of course, in the speedrun. There's going to be some more things later on. You'll see that shortly, though. And let's see, some very tight jumps. I can see if I can... Ooh, damn, that was too bad. I can technically jump over that enemy, but didn't quite work. That's okay, though. So this is also a thing I can do. I can basically do this kick, which stuns the enemy. So I do that every now and then to, stun them in place so I can jump over them, which definitely is helpful in quite a few places. I'll be using that in a lot of the levels later on as well. And also, yeah, with the dash, you normally have this slipping animation, but you can also just let the dash run out, just let go of the control. And that's very handy in this section, where you have to avoid the boulders from hitting you. So that way you can stay ahead of them and still do the dash. And yeah, there's going to be all kinds of things like that, all kinds of small optimizations. I do the same thing here, just by dropping down here. So I can set up for this jump. Of course, there's bats. It's a cave. No surprise there, I guess. Yeah, the SNES Tiny Toons game I also played as a kid. If you're talking about Buster Busts Loose, that is the game that I also played back then. That was also a very fun title. But yeah, when it comes to the Game Boy games, this is one of the games. I never actually owned it, but a friend of mine had this, and I wound up borrowing it quite a few times. But yeah, like I said, I never got to beat it, so that came later. So yeah, after each level, you fight Montana Max in various attire. In this case, he's a cowboy, and we have to hit him as soon as he enters the screen. And as soon as as long as he doesn't have the hat, we can deal damage. So in this case, this is the regular mode. He has 3 HP. There's a hard mode that you can access from the main menu, where you as a player get 1 heart less, but Montana Max always gets 5 HP, so it does make it quite a bit tougher. You have to sort of work around that, and health management becomes a lot more significant. Yeah, I know, right? Alright, so in between we have these mini games. Starting off with basketball. We have to make sure that Plucky Duck doesn't block our basketballs. So, see, that's a thing that happens. Plucky Duck can be like that. Ideally, of course, we hope to get all 3 goals in succession, but it's not always the case, apparently. And I don't know if I got super unlucky with that, or if I just am really slow. It might be to do with the fact that I might be somewhat slower in certain cases, but yeah, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, I guess. Alright, on to the next part. We have another movie playing. This time around, it's a Samurai Saga. We're going into samurai territory, as you would expect. And also, yeah, shouts to the Can playing, I guess. Very iconic in various settings. there's also frogs in this level. You have to jump over these frogs. If you play in hard mode, they actually jump. In this case, they don't, which does make it easier. So there's the difference there. Also, there's lanterns. You can actually see which ones are dropping. You can also kick them, which is very handy. And in order to go fast, we kind of want to make sure that we keep the flow and just kick them, still get out of here. Otherwise, you have to wait quite a while. Yeah, but Plucky has been... Plucky is pretty damn good at basketball, I must say. In my current PB, also the world record, I have been able to get 3 hits in a row. But yeah, as you saw there, it's not always a given. Okay, so here's 2 doors I could choose from. I think this door might be a little bit faster, but it really depends, I guess. I did some timings and I found it quick to go through this door, usually. But yeah, like I said, I guess it depends really. There's a task of this on hard mode, which actually takes the first door, but yeah, it's also a task. So we get this part with water. I have to make sure not to get submerged, or I'll instant die basically. So I just slowly wait until the level drops and then I make my way through. There's a lot of waiting here, basically. There we go, and I should be good now. Yeah, the Lanterns of Death. Yeah, funny thing, I've never played the first Game Boy Tiny Toons, and I'm guessing it might be different, quite a different game as well. I believe the first game was... oh wait, no, there was an NES game, Trouble in Wacky Land, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, Test Only Trick. Now we have dropping platforms. There were quite a few of them in the previous screen, but over here we have to especially watch out in regards to our dash. Like I said, you have the slipping animation if you are not able to let go of the D-pad in any way, so it's going to be especially tough here because it drops super quickly and yeah, you just might not want to take the risk there. Also some huge jumps over these lanterns. That's a nice thing about dashing and jumping is that you can jump way higher than you normally can. So that way you can get up this this level pretty easily and into the building that says Max. Guess what? Who we have here? It's Max, the samurai. So in order to defeat Max here, we have to jump at exactly the same moment that the fan is being thrown in order to have a bit of a window in which to jump. Otherwise it's easier to take damage, I find. But there we go. Also, I didn't talk about the stage clear score thingies yet. So, the amount of carrots, I tried to collect as few as possible. Those count, and of course time counts and health counts as well. So you would think, like, okay, it would be better if you would just finish the run at 1 health, so you would have less of a countdown. Kind of depends, really. So this minigame is tug of war, and the basic thing is we lose this. So Buster is literally jumping the shark or something. This is one of the minigames I could never figure out as a kid. I was constantly mashing, and the main thing is to wait until your opponent is out of breath, and that's where you can start like pulling, and that way you can make it easier for yourself to win. But I didn't realize it at the time, and it's still faster to lose this. The main downside is that you get this animation that's playing where Tweety Bird goes after the bookworm, but yeah, that's the only thing really. Yeah, it literally dies. We're so cruel. Into the future, there's some really good music, and also some really tight platforming. Let me see if I can do this, because this is really cool if we get it. Let's see, 1, 2, and go. Big jump. There we go. We skipped that one platform that's above her, that was above us just now. It's doable, but it's also easy to lose inputs if you jump too late. So this is another instance of where we let go and do jump kicks, so that we can maintain a certain flow whilst we go through this part of the level. Also, those icons over there, those are, of course, that's of course Gogo Dodo. If you pick those up, you play bonus games inside of the levels, which, of course, you don't want for the speedrun. So don't pick those up. What we will do, of course, is this part. This is basically like the Turbo Tunnel and Battletoads. You sort of fly this ship. Well, I say fly. You can take it as you want, I guess. We don't stay in the air for too long. This is an auto-scroller, so we have to, like, watch out what's ahead of us. And seeing that this is on a handheld, there's some jumps you have to make, which are kind of scary. I do remember as a kid, I made it up until the second part of this, and never beyond that. Because I always had to sort of guess, like, okay, what's coming up next, and it's tough. Now we got some big jumps. There's a thing here where you can only scroll up until the middle of the screen, so that's going to be important for the last jump here, the last big jump. You'll see that soon enough. See, we have some options here. We can go up here. I usually go up there because, as far as I know, it's a little bit faster. Okay, here we go. And what we do there is I first make a full jump up and then head to the right. So it seems like I'm making this leap, but it's not really like a leap as you would know it, but it's more like you just head to the right really midair, and that way you can make that leap there, make that jump there. And of course we have electricity because it's the future, so we have to be very patient here. Just like that. Okay, seems good. Of course, there's more robots, as you would expect. And also some, I guess TVs that send off these sparks every now and then. They can be pretty nasty, especially on hard mode, because they tend to send off sparks and they tend to hit you way more in that mode. But they do the same thing here as well. So I try to kick them before they can do anything. And last but not least, we have crushers. We have to wait for those. If I run into them at the side, then you'll see Buster being briefly stunned. So you don't want to see that either. See, ooh, TV was about to do things. Okay, I think this is the final one. Yep. All right, time for the next boss fight. It's gonna be, I guess it's gonna be Robo Max. So the setup here is as follows. Max is assembling himself, and then we try to hit him on the head. And we have to wait a while before he can do another hit, so we have to avoid these body parts. And they always move around in a certain way, where you have to make sure not to take damage if possible, because you only have so much of it. So what I do is I alternate between right, left, right. And I start off exactly this way, because I find it easier to deal with those... Yeah, and the gems. I would say go wild. But yeah, you can pretty much keep this up forever and ever and ever, basically, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it'll be shocking. It is shocking. I've known this from experience. I've lost so many... When I was last grinding hard mode, I lost a lot of runs to this level because of those TPs. It's definitely a thing. In Portuguese, I can imagine. I used to watch the Dutch version of this, and I think they may have had different names there as well. Okay, time for the next minigame. This is technically soccer, in that it has a soccer ball, but this is more like you try to juggle these balls towards the goal, so I'm not sure if it's technically soccer. I probably prefer this over actual soccer, honestly. you have to make sure to lead them towards the goal. I try to get a perfect score so that I don't lose any of these soccer balls in the meantime. And there's going to be a tricky setup eventually coming up now, where I have to hit this one first before I continue on with the rest really. So they kind of swap things around there. So that's a tiny bit of shenanigans that this level has. Just a that for a cool name in Portuguese. Oh yeah, I can see that. Okay, this is the last regular level. We're going into very scary territory, namely the Monster movie. So brace yourselves. And now we get a very eerie version of the Can-Can sort of playing through this. Or the theme tune, I guess. And we have groups of bats that we have to deal with. So, like, I have to sort of anticipate when they might be arriving and then jump accordingly. And over here, I'm gonna see if I can skip this part. So I'm gonna jump over here, then dash here, go over here, and... Okay, nice. That's a really fun setup actually to do. You can sort of skip past everything there. You can use a tiny gap to jump in between there. I don't really have a setup for this part though, and I wish I had. But I've never been able to properly figure out how to move through that. But, you know, it's not such a bad thing to take it a little bit safer here. Now we head inside. We have some paintings and some doors. In this case, we have to look which painting is talking, which is painting number 4, and that corresponds with the door, so it's definitely RNG. Ideally, you would want to have door 1, so this is kind of the worst RNG you could get, but it kind of depends, as far as I know, on which moment you enter the door. So, depending on that, you get a certain outcome, and ideally, of course, you would like to see the first door. There's going to be another puzzle like that. Well, I'll say puzzle, but yeah, another thing like that very soon. First, ooh, candles. Candles be like that. This is a fun room to optimize, really. There's a lot of jumps here, and lots of time jumps, I guess, in regards to the bats and all the hot air paths that you have to hover over. It does make for some fun routing. And now they have this tower with what I'm guessing is water, and we have to dash jump all the way to the top, really, because otherwise we're gonna get submerged once again. We cannot, we don't take well to water. And, well, of course there's a second part, because why not, you know? Fat, yeah. Even more fat nap. Oh, that was a type 1, jeez. I did not expect to make that. Let's see. Go here. This is where I have to sort of cancel dash, because yeah, otherwise I might drop off. Okay, here's the second set of doors. Let's see, 4, 1, 2, and I think that's 4. So we're gonna have door 3. So the way that works is you have to sort of see which number is not being applied by the paintings. In this case, it's number 3. 1, 2, 4 were mentioned, but not number 3. So that's another thing where you want to see door 1, which of course we didn't get, so that's unfortunate. See, gonna hover over here. Gotta make a big jump, because otherwise I'm gonna run to the side of that pot, which you don't want to see, because it's leading to death. All right, so now we have a Frankenstein-themed monster boss. In this case, Max Kunstein, I guess. I don't know the official name of this boss, but it's Montana Max, so, you know. Oh, hey! It was a dress-up, I guess. Yeah, the paintings talk, they do. Monster movie, true to the monster movies, I guess. But yeah, the thing is, as soon as you have the first hit there, then the rest is easy enough to do. Okay, one more thing to do, and that's to go to Montana Max's studio backlots. We have to play through all of these scenes once again. Every single level. Don't worry, it's not nearly as long. It's just one tiny screen, really. So we just we have to deal with everything here. Suddenly there's camera, mice, and you see all kinds of spotlights and everything. Yeah, Max let himself go. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, this is an interesting part because of a couple of rather precise jumps, or at least this one is. That was close, but I got that. It's always a fun one to pull off. Okay, here is the return of jump kicking. Gonna see a couple of those. Also here. I'm basically just letting go of the D-pad once again, just to prevent myself from slowing down. Okay, and here, let's see if I can do this. Ah, damn. I tried to get myself in between there. It's possible to make that jump without taking damage. If I did that, I would have saved a little bit of time there. I haven't actually gone for that in my world record because I was too scared, but that would be an optimization if anything. See, do this. All right, and now it's time for the final boss. We're gonna meet Montana Max, the movie director. Gonna put an end to it all. We have to deal 3 hits. Time is gonna be on the last hit, by the way, so it's gonna be not too long from now. Also, gotta keep in mind, Montana Max actually has iframes if you do this too quickly, so you have to be somewhat patient with that. Okay, well, oh, that was, oh wait, I still got it. I forgot to pull the switch, but sorry, there was time, by the way. I was totally confused by that last hit right there. But there we go.
GG. That was a little confusing there at the end. I didn't know. You got hit, and then you hit him, and then it's like the game's over, and it's beautiful.
Yes, so what I normally do there is I kick that switch, but I forgot to do that, and I was too soon with that kick, and so I wasn't quite sure what to do there, and then saw that I could make the jump anyway, so I was still able to do the final hit, but yeah, it was a bit confusing, so sorry about that. But yeah,
no.
Now we see Montana Max robbed of all his dreams, also of being a talk show guest. Oh no. So yeah, this is technically what I call an easy course. I mentioned hard mode. If you press a button and then press start on the main menu, you play a harder... it's a bit of a more difficult version, where also the enemies are somewhat spawned in different places, and there's a couple more enemies. So it's a nice additional challenge if you want to go for that and if you've beaten this game. But yeah, this is any percent. This is... leaves us no credits. That's for hard mode. They'll be there eventually. But yeah, that's the game in a nutshell. It was still sub 20, I believe. So still very happy with that. That's not too far off my current time, my current PB.
No, it was a really good run. You're only 30 seconds after your PB from I can see his splits. You guys can't.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can see it.
Yeah. Also, thanks for GG's, everybody.
Yeah, any last minute shout outs or anything you'd like to do before I bring us to intermission?
I guess shout outs to the other runner of this, Kenneth Pachi. We're the only 2 runners of this, so if you want to check another Game Boy game for a speed run, I could definitely recommend this one. Also, thanks to you, Flip, as the host, and earlier, as well, and everybody for organizing this. And if you want to see more, I'm doing all kinds of speed runs, so you can check me out on my channel. I try to stream regularly, so yeah. And
Awesome.
Be sure to keep donating. A couple more runs to come, but this has been a fun weekend, so enjoy the rest of what's still there.
It very much has. So be sure to follow Janglestorm. Thank you so much. We got Mega Man Extreme 2 coming up. Tempest Mask is back. So we'll see you all then.